This time 1 year ago, I started the practical legal training, aka the PLT, in preparation of becoming a lawyer. And yeah, now I'm a lawyer 1 year later. And I'm going to be sharing some tips on PLT if you are starting it anytime soon. I'm just going to be spitting out all the ideas that I can think of on top of my head, things that have personally helped me through this very, very unique experience. First things first, PLT is so different to uni in a way that the PLT actually teaches you how to become a lawyer. Law school and uni, like, you do all the readings, you watch all the lectures and stuff, you learn about all the theory, all the case law, all of that, but it doesn't most of the time teach you how to actually be a lawyer. And what does that involve? That involves, how to talk to clients, how to do client interviews, how to write simple emails using simple language, not legal jargon. I definitely feel like I learned more of those skills in the PLT than I ever did at uni. Second of all, be prepared for a mix of written assessments and verbal assessments. Be prepared that it will come one after another, and that's why time management and organization is going to be so important for you. In my personal experience, from my personal view, I really do think that it is real life, really good practice for real life, because in the real world, when you do work as a lawyer, that's what's going to happen. One after another, you're going to get different tasks, different deadlines, and I really do feel like in the PLT, the assessments come one after another, and as it turns out, it was really good practice for me when I did end up becoming a lawyer and applying that in the real world. In terms of the verbal oral assessment, I feel like for most people, especially me, you can get really quite nervous. Like, I remember how nervous I was when I started doing those oral assessments. So the best thing to remember is that, like, literally, like, it makes everyone nervous. An advice that my mentor had gave to me that, like, has stuck in my brain ever since is that even the most experienced lawyers still get nervous before they go to a hearing, before a client interview. So you will be fine when you do an oral assessment. So thank goodness I had that in my brain early on, so I was able to survive and thrive through those oral assessments. Speaking of oral assessments as well, in terms of, like, the technicalities of it, some of the things that I would usually do, especially when I'm really nervous and stuff, is to speak slower. Because personally for me, I would tend to speak super fast, like what I'm doing right now, when I'm feeling nervous. I don't take the time to actually pause, slow down, and this is an important part, not be afraid of silence, because the oral assessment isn't like, oh, you're saying a speech in front of the teacher. The oral assessments could be like, it's like a client interview, it's like a mediation, where it's like constant, like real life actual stuff. I'll admit to you, like, a few seconds of silence can feel like infinity, but a few seconds of silence you can actually use to think about what you're gonna say and say it slowly. Another fun thing that you can, like, implement in the PLT is just pretend that you're a lawyer already. That's what I did the entire of the PLT, and it made it more fun. I feel like in